Hi everyone, Kibera here with some music production video. The 2-track single, Completely Engaged, just came out. Go check it out if you're interested, it would be really great. But this is not what this video will be about. I was thinking about what I can share with you that I learned while producing these two songs. I learned some new tricks, I'm not doing this for so long. I'd like you to follow me along on my learning journey with music production, and so here are a couple of things that I would like to share with you. Let's check them out. Let's go into Ableton Live. Okay, here we are. So this whole project works with very few elements, one of which is the drum group. Okay, mostly it comes from Drumazone. I have the simple beat going on here. There's some pumping effect built in. I think mostly it's a preset that I adjusted, the crusher. But I think I changed quite a lot with it, so it might sound differently if you use it. I was not happy with the kick. I like to have more control over the kick, so I tend to use the DS Kick, the Max for Live device, coming with Ableton Suite. So and then in the end I add the kick and whatever comes out of Drumazone to get this. Always take a look at the waveform up here to see if I get the result that I would like to have. And then I usually tend to add more elements to it, some more 606. So it's just a dit and the ride at the end of it. So not much, but just to keep it interesting. It's the added clap snare type of thing. Then what's very prominent, I would say, for the song is this sampled bells. So I got this from a sample pack, I don't know where. What I did is I adjusted the pitch to make it a little bit higher. What I did then is I added the auto filter, which opens up before the breakdown. At this point, just reducing the high frequency of it, as well as the low frequency using an equalizer. Then standard sidechain compression, some normal compression, and soothe to remove the harsher notes of it. Turns out it's not the harsh notes that it removes at that point because of the auto filter, but the stuff that's happening more in the mid. What I added relatively late to the song is the synthesizer. Let's have a listen to them in isolation. Not complicated to do, and it's mostly the effect processing happening afterwards that keeps it interesting. So if you start Serum, I still did not upgrade to Serum 2, probably will be able to do it with Serum 2 as well. If you start Serum, it already says it's in it here. The only thing I did is I used this analog sine wave and played around with the envelope for the main sound and for the filter. It does this plucky thing, and since the release time is quite long, longer than the pauses between the notes, it's overlapping and a little bit distorting and makes this very interesting sound. Effect-wise, the standard stuff I would say that I like to add to give some more dimension and to distort it a little bit to get some more warmth in the sound. A lot of effects coming in here. We have the Valhalla space modulator. This one is free, as well as the Valhalla supermassive, and some built-in echo and reverb. If I would remove all the effects, you would hear how boring it sounds. That's now with the space modulator. Supermassive. And the reverb. So I programmed it around the kick with a lot of offbeat notes. But it was not noticeable enough, so what I did is I copied this synth plug here over there, didn't change anything, played it higher, added even more effects to it, heavily distorted, very high, adding a lot of energy. Mostly it's coming from the OTT on 100% depth. Turns it more into an effect than a multiband compressor at that point. So again, not many elements for the synth as well, but interesting processing, interesting effects. All right, going over to the bass group. The bass group consists of sub bass and like a little growling, I don't know how to describe it. So how did I make this growly sound? It's again quite simple, with some initial setup for the Serum, and then the whole processing happening in Shaper Box 3 with some filter modulation and modulations on the width of the track. And then I get this, which is very rhythmical, and this is how it fits into the song. Very subtle, doesn't take away from the main synth, and that was what I wanted to achieve here. Okay, enough talking over Ableton. Here's the final result, or some snippet of it. As I said, you can find the whole track now on Spotify, on YouTube, on wherever you consume your music. If you like this video, come and check out my Instagram profile and my TikTok if that's what you're into, for more videos, snippets, behind the scenes stuff, and support my music project. Once again, I'm Kabara. Thanks if you made it that far. Have a good day. Bye.
Foreground. This was widely interpreted as being background music. That isn't what I meant. I meant background or foreground music. Widely interpreted as being background music. That isn't what I meant. I meant background or foreground music.